Hello and welcome on my YouTube channel. Today we'll have a course about like how to create your first agent with ADK. But first, before to start to code, I wanna explain you why ADK could be very useful for your project. I used to work with LangGraph with different framework like Crew AI and even Small Agent. But it was very hard like to deploy and to work with the different functionality of, for example, GCP or any cloud provider. So I found it very useful and very powerful as a framework if you want to deploy, if you want to create real projects that are not just LinkedIn post or any blog post. This will create like real product that you can actually sell, and I think it's very easy. It's a very easy framework and very useful. So let's go to code. So open your VS Code or any editor that you use. Just let me just clear a bit my terminal. So basically, you will need like few library in order to work with ADK. You will have to first install Google ADK, as you can see here. I will put it also in the requirement, so you will have like the list of the different library that you need. Google ADK, for this project, you will not need Google Cloud Storage, you will need Light LLM. So you will need ADK, you will need Light LLM. Light LLM, it will be like it's a library that will help you to call models that are not only from created by Google. You can work with OpenAI, you can work with Anthropic, or any open source model that you need. In my example, we will work with the Queen tree, the smallest model of Queen I think that was created by Alibaba. And we'll work with iFinance. iFinance is like the library of Yahoo to load like data, financial data from stocks, etc. So we'll go into more details. So the idea of today will be to create your first agent. It will be a very useful agent because it will be a financial analyst agent. So first we'll create like one of the functions. So I created in advance like one of the function with Anthropic in my help function. So you go back to your file. Of course, I will put everything on GitHub. So it's a very basic function. So basically, you put like the ticker. It's like the name of the stocks if you need to call it from a database. This is an indicator of RSI. So basically, it's an indicator. I'm not going into too many details about it, but it's help you to know like if a stock is overbought or oversold. So it could be very useful. Of course, you can play with any functionality that you want. If you want to add like different function and to make it more complete, you can. So basically, we are loading the data. We indicate like the period. It's based on the close, so don't go into too many details, but basically the result is to give you information if the stock is overbought or oversold. Um, so now let's go into the agentic part. So we'll create like our first agent. Our first agent will be the root agent, what we call a root agent. Root agent. So basically, like my autocompletion, because I wrote it before, I think my copilot is remember exactly what I wrote. So basically, the name it will be financial analyst agent. The model will be Olamar Chat Queen 06. It's like the smallest model of Queen, which is enough for project. By the way, you don't need to use like the most powerful model when you work with LLM or agent. Try to solve the problem with very small model, and if you need like multimodal, you can move to something like more powerful. But basically, for this kind of project, it's very easy. You describe what you need. So basically, it's always the same. Like when you work with agent with ADK, you have the name, the model, the description, the instruction, and the tools. So basically the tools will put all the function that we created, like for example, we have stock RSI, but we could have had like any other functionality in order for our model is like to give like different tools to our model that it can use and choose to use. So basically when you created your model, you have to you have a way to debug it that is very very useful comparing to other framework. You do ADK web. ADK model will help you to see exactly how to debug your model and to see how it works. It will open like a bit like the user interface of ChatGPT or any other provider, but basically with your own model. Okay, so you open like the link. That's my model. Just my computer is super slow today because I'm loading different things at the same time, so sorry for the time to wait. So this is a folder that we're working on, first agent. We'll see if it works. It will be very slow, I prefer to tell you. Hi. I like to start by hi just to see if the model is working on and to see how we answer. No roots agent found. So let me just do a modification. I put it before. Up. I think. Of course, I will provide you all the code, but basically, I think my autocompletion did a mistake. So let's modify it. Okay. Now let's reload ADK wave. Okay, just sometimes it could take a bit of time before to kind of deploy locally. Okay, so let's load it again. So let's go to first agent and let's try again. Hi. It's supposed to work like this. I think I tested before, but I want to show you exactly the construction of the project. Hi, hello, how could I assist you? So like the model is aware of the different tools that we provide. And now if I know you're all interested by Apple. So could you analyze the Apple stocks? Apple stock. So basically behind is loading the data like in the function and he will run like the tools. So you see like it select one of the tools that we have. Financial analyst agent is calling stock RSI and soon we're supposed to get the answer if it works. On your computer is not supposed to be slow, it's just my computer is loading a lot of things today. Okay, the RSI of Apple is currently 80.58 and it's an overbought, so this suggests that the stall has been holding strongly, which might put okay. Yeah, basically it's an overbought. So I don't know if you own some stock of Apple, but based on the RSI, you should sell it. Thank you very much, and next time I will see you for a model that will integrate like different functionality, maybe a multi-agent or maybe a simple agent with memory. Thank you very much and see you soon. And don't forget to subscribe, of course.